Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Kat Pestchen from the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank and Community Harvest. Is that going to be your entire... What's your name now?
Yeah, so our name is the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank, and Community Harvest is now a program of the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank.
Got it. So it's under the umbrella of Akron-Canton Regional Food
is.
Bank. And how's that going?
Oh, it's going so great.
No egos getting involved there?
I feel like it is always some really fun, right? When collaboration happens, coming together. Community Harvest only has one employee. Her name is Faith, and she is one of the most dynamic people I have ever met. She has run this organization just herself for as long as I've been around. And she does it with a smile on her face and with energy in her heart. And I'm pretty high energy, Susie, but she has me beat. She is just so wonderful. So she's such a natural fit to us, just like Community Harvest has been such a natural fit to our organization because we share the same mission and the same goal.
Did she come to you? Did you go to her?
I think it was a pretty mutual partnership. We met at a meeting and we realized that it was a fit and that it was working. And I'm on the marketing team at the food bank, so I wasn't in a lot of those meetings. The parts that I was on was when we were talking about our missions and how collaboration could be so beneficial to this community and how our teamwork and our partnership could serve more families.
Help us understand how that works. How do you serve more families? How is it better now than it was as two different organizations?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think anytime people team up, anytime there is this natural feel that two people are doing pretty much the same work, it fits together. So the community that supports both organizations has really rallied behind this merger. So for an example, it was her first week with the food bank. And Community Harvest, they pick up food from the restaurants, from local businesses in our community, and then distribute it to hot meal sites and food pantries that are distributing food on a daily basis. So her first week with us, her truck's engine dies. Right?
No.
Yes. And she calls our team within 2 hours. We had a food bank truck to her, and she was able to resume all operation.
So manpower.
Exactly. And again, too, like a newsletter is a great example. She distributes a newsletter and was able to leave a page blank and get it over to our marketing team to help fill in that information. So I think she is still the head of that organization and running it incredibly. But now she has a team of people who are supporting her, who are rallying behind her, and who are excited to see where this is all going to go.
One of their very popular, I think this is the 25th annual, very popular events is Celebrity Cuisine. Always like the best night of eating.
That's what I keep hearing. I've never been before, but I'm so excited. I know.
So imagine the Civic Center in Canton, Ohio, just full of all of the restaurants in town. And then they all bring their signature dish. So it's not just something. They're serving what they're known for and what you always get when you go there. And then they'll have fun local celebrities from around town dishing it up. And it's just fun. You see everyone in town. You get to visit with all your friends and neighbors. And you're eating from every restaurant. And it's like, what, $25 a person?
I think 30. Yeah, $30.
Or was it 30? Okay, and it was like so reasonable.
Exactly. You'd pay more than that for a night out.
Yes, you would. And then there you go. You're getting not just a taste of one, but a taste from everything. So now I've gone blah, blah, blah all about it. So
I think that's great.
You tell me what's going on and when.
Yeah, so we're looking Tuesday, March 21st from 5:30 to 8 at the Canton Memorial Civic Theater. Like you said, it's the 25th annual. This year is going to be bigger and better than ever.
You've not been there?
No, never. And it's so funny. Every time I go out as a new mama, I feel like it's mama's big night out, right? So we have a babysitter lined up, and it's going to be an incredible evening.
Oh, let me just tell you, it's just the best eating you're going to have ever. It is amazing. Yes, and then some places are better known for their desserts, and so you can.
I know where I will be.
Tell you what, I will help you map this out so that you hit the salad places.
Is it one plate per person? Like if I love a dessert, do I get to go back?
Yeah, I've always let people go back.
Okay.
Yeah,
that sounds
you
nice.
can always. Yes, you can always.
Thank you.
Kind of check out and see how they're doing because some people do run out of different things. But I mean, you can get frog legs. You can get kibbe. You can get. I mean, it's whatever is their amazing signature dish.
Oh my goodness.
Is there, and yes, for one price, and you just work your way around.
And you know that when you're there, you're supporting an incredible organization.
That's the important thing.
So Community Harvest, they distribute something 80,000 meals every single month through their work, through Faith's work. And now that they're teamed up with the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank, when you donate to your food bank, every dollar is the equivalent of 4 meals. Because of our large purchasing power, because of the fleet of trucks, the staff that we have, we're able to stretch your dollar so incredibly far.
Absolutely. We're talking with Kat Pestian. She is, what is your title? You are Director of Marketing?
Marketing and Community Engagement Manager. Say that 3 times.
Doing a great job. I don't know how that fits on a card, but that is awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Of the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank. And that's another collaboration. How did Akron and Canton get together to figure out how to work together on this
Right.
problem?
So we're a part of, like we talked about, Feeding America, and we serve 200 food banks across the country. So when we first started, we took a look at the state of Ohio, and now we currently serve 8 counties. So it's Carroll, Tusk, Medina, Wayne, Portage, Stark, Summit, and Holmes.
That's amazing. Well, so many, like all in our listening area. What are the food pantries then? Can you give us an idea of some of the people that you work directly with?
Yeah, sure. So in Stark County, some of our biggest partners are the Alliance Community Pantry, North Canton Church of Christ, Serving Hands Ministries, and Tusk, the Greater Dover New Philly Food Pantry, also Journey's End Ministries. And last year in Tuscarawas County, for example, they distributed more than 4.7 million pounds of food from the food bank to the people in the community that are struggling with hunger. We have some incredible, incredible partners that are really doing God's work in those communities.
Tell us about them, because you're getting to work with these people too. You've got the best stories.
Oh,
so
thank
tell
you.
us some volunteer stories.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so anytime somebody asks me this question, I think of a gentleman named Skip. I'm always drawn to the older men with the veteran hats on. It reminds me of my grandfather. And when he passed, it was a really hard time for me. So I love hearing the stories, and I love the presence and the life that they bring. And so I met this gentleman named Skip in Stark County. And the first thing he said to me was he asked me to dance. And I was like, oh my goodness, I love you so much already. And I was very pregnant at the time. And I joked that my husband might not like that, or that I might squash him. Either way, it wasn't going to be a good situation. So he took me through the pantry, told me all about the fresh fruits, the breads that he got from the food bank, the things that people were so proud to get. And he's been doing it 5 years.
Wow.
Volunteering. And I
Yes.
think that's what makes people so special. When you retire, you think about the life that you had, but then you put your skills to work at your food bank, at a food pantry, and you get to give back. And that is such a beautiful thing. We see volunteers at the food bank from retirees. We have mothers that come in with their kids wanting to teach them about the importance of giving back and helping. We have companies coming in, school groups. One of my favorite groups that I get to work with is the developmental disability students who come in for job training. I mean, last year, 10,000 volunteers joined us at our food bank. It's an average of about 200 every single day.
That is so important, what you just said right there. I don't want to skip right over it too fast. When you talk about modeling this for your children, how important it is to be able to work as a family in some kind of volunteer effort. And, can you find a better one than taking care of those who are hungry right now in our community, our friends and neighbors right here, which you are taking care of the people who live right here. This is not something that goes out beyond our borders. This is right here in Stark County, in Tuscarawas County, Holmes County, you name them all there.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that with your children, when you see your children grow up to adults and see them continue to do that same kind of work and giving back to the community, that's the reward right there, isn't it?
Absolutely. My boss, his name is Michael. His son Aiden came in. We had like a bring your kid to work day. And I asked Aiden, right? The question that everybody always asks, Aiden, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he was, I believe, 9 years old at the time. And he said, oh, Miss Kat, I want to be a food banker just like my dad.
Wow.
Because I want to help people.
Yeah.
And that lesson, I got goosebumps just talking about it. It's beautiful. So if you're listening and thinking about getting involved, go on our website, akroncantonfoodbank.org. We can hook you up with a pantry or a hot meal site close to you, or invite you down to the food bank. We're open Saturdays, Wednesday evening if you need a little more time, or every day in the week, Monday through Friday.
So volunteer. Also,
great.
donate. You take food. Do you also take monetary donations?
We do, and we can stretch those farther. So what you can do for the grocery store at $1, we can provide 4 meals with that $1.
How do you do that? I've
everyone
heard this
asks.
over and over
know.
again. How in the world? Where are you shopping
right?
that you're able to do this?
It is such a large purchasing power that we have.
Yeah.
It's like what grocery stores do. We can buy in such bulk. So you'll come in our warehouse and we have these huge, if you can imagine, 10-foot tall honeycombs full of pasta, because we can buy it in such bulk. And then we repack that pasta from our volunteers. We have a beautiful new clean room at the food bank. We repack it in 1-pound boxes, so that's easy to distribute. So instead of paying for individual boxes of pasta, we're buying it huge. And that same thing is said for cereals. We just had an animal crackers. We try to do lots of like kid-friendly items at the food bank to help get those out for book bags or after-school programs.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
It's fun.
How much fun? Go into a vat of animal crackers.
I know, right? You come out smelling really good.
You're talking about after-school programs. Let's talk about the children and the difference that you are making in children's lives. I know more stories.
Yeah, so there are lots of backpack programs, after-school programs. A backpack program, I think, would have to be one of my favorites because it gives kids dignity. So when you think about having pantries in school, if you saw a kid carrying a plastic bag full of food, you think about what other kids would say. And so the backpack programs goes into schools, give kids book bags filled with food so nobody knows what's in it. Nobody knows that they're taking home school food on the bus home for the weekend. And we have heard so many incredible things from parents, from students. In our community, it's 1 in 4 kids that'll struggle with hunger this year. And that basically refers to food insecurity. So it's going home, opening your cupboards, and not every day not having something, but at least once a year, not having access to the healthy food that you need. And thinking about kids in classrooms, you can't pay attention when you're hungry. There's no way that's happening. So kids thrive when they are full and excited and know that they're going to be taken care of. And that's what it's our goal in this community and our hope at the food bank that we get to do is continue to take care of these children who are struggling with hunger because the community takes care of their food bank.
Mm-hmm. I've heard some people say, I'm so concerned because I do give to my local food pantry, and I've heard of people coming in, getting food, and then they sell it, and they don't actually take the food home. How do you make certain that that's not happening? Can you?
You know, we work with so many incredible hunger relief programs. The USDA, the government, they have these beautiful like registrations and regulations in place. And I would say from my work at the food bank in 5 years, I have never seen that one time.
Wonderful.
Honestly, though, again, we go back to it's not our job to judge. It is our job to love. And as a new mom, I know what I would do for my son. So if I lost my job, if there was an accident, and let's say I could not pay my mortgage, and I was having to choose between bills and food, like you never know what you're going to do. You know, so if there is somebody struggling out there, that's why the food bank, that's why food pantries are here. And if they are selling that food, like let's hope they're using the money for something good.
Yeah.
When you talk about the food stamps, and we have a really strong advocacy program at the food bank where we help people apply, where we support the government officials who are out there advocating on behalf of the children. You never know who's getting that food. You never know the kids and the senior citizens and the family in our service area that are lacking regular access to safe and nutritious food, but that we can provide for them.
We've been speaking with Kat Pestchen. She's in charge of marketing, a really long title, with the Akron Canton Regional Food Bank, who has just collaborated with Community Harvest. And get to Celebrity Cuisine, you said March 21st,
Yes.
Tuesday, March 21st.
Yes.
And definitely check out getfoodhelp.org and help out.
Yes.
Kat, thank you so much for
Well,
all you're
thanks for
doing in our
having me.
community.
Thanks for having me.